Hey folks, SoloGamer here, and we're going to be playing Mansions of Madness, and as you can see, we're going to be playing the Silver Tablet expansion. That's one of those print-on-demand expansions. And again, I'd like to reiterate, if you're a Mansions of Madness fan and you like this game, and you've got basically all the expansions, but you're like poo-pooing the print-on-demand stuff, don't. These print-on-demand expansions are actually really good, and they usually are very different from the normal ones you get in the core set, so it's just something to think about. We're going to be playing with Bob Jenkins. He's right here. He's Sanity 9, Health 11, 4 skill points. And he comes with a briefcase starting card. And he has an underhanded move skill. And Mandy Thompson, which is her. And, 3 skill points, 10 Sanity, 10 Health. She starts the game with the research notes. And she has passing familiarity. Alright, and as the keeper, I start with 1 Mythos card and 1 Trauma. And my little skills or abilities are Summon Worshippers, Lure of Silver, Unseen Wings, Command Minion, and Darkness. Alright, so let's go over the story for the Silver Tablet. And it is the story so far. The man in the tweed jacket looks out of place in the seedy, smoke-filled tavern. A weary smile flickers across his face when he sees you walk in. He gestures for you to sit down. As you pull out a chair, he fumbles with a cigarette, lights it, and breathes deep. "If anyone asks, this never happened," he says, looking over his shoulder nervously. "I wasn't here. We never met. We're clear on that." Satisfied with your nod of agreement, he leans in close, reeking of whiskey and sweat. "I'm the head of the anthropology department at... well, you don't really need to know. It's not the biggest university in the state, but it's big enough that I'll never work in my field again if word gets out about this. If they realize that..." He stops and takes another long drag on his cigarette. "Her name is Ruth Walcott, Professor Ruth Walcott. She came with references and experience. How was I to know? Yes, she was beautiful. Beautiful enough for them to say that I hired her for her looks, but she had credentials, I tell you. Anyway, she came to me wanting to study the tablet. I gave in, of course. She took it home with her overnight to study in privacy, and I began to grow suspicious. But when I broached the subject, she threatened to go to the dean about our unprofessional relationship. Now she's gone missing. So's the tablet. The university doesn't know, and if I go to the police, they'll find out about our affair, and I'll be finished. But I hear you get things done. Find things. Retrieve things. I need your help. I need you to go to Ruth's house and get the Silver Tablet. Discreetly, of course. Bring it here in 24 hours and I'll make it worth your while." Okay, so it just starts out basically as a random theft here. After all players have finished setup, read the following. Ruth Walcott's isolated old mansion is an hour north of town, where it squats atop a rocky hill surrounded by a forest of stunted trees. You can't help but imagine cold, unseen eyes watching you as you cross the barren expanse between the woods and the house. The mansion's door hangs open. Inside you can see furniture overturned and the entire house ransacked. You call out for Walcott, to no avail, as you follow the trail of destruction deeper into the house. Suddenly you hear a thump and a sharp cry of pain from behind you. As the shrill voice echoes through the gallery, you wonder if someone followed you in through the garden. Okay, so we're there. And we have start out here in the dining room. And we'll start with Bob first. And, well, already he's going to explore this little obstacle card. And this is a locked cabinet. A large cabinet sits against the wall. Its steel door is tightly locked and requires a brass key. You may not explore past this card. Okay, so he's going to move 1, 2. Amanda will probably go with him, so let's go 1, 2, and she will explore, and she finds cult robes. Okay. So it is now me, the keeper's turn, and I will put a time token on the time card, and I will gain 2 threat. And let's see what I can do. Well, I will probably do a summon worshiper, and I will put a cultist on a space containing an altar. Okay, so let me do that. Then I will move the cultist, spend 1 threat to do that, and the cultist will move in here with these guys. that leaves me one left over. Let's see. I will do the Laurel Silver, and I will draw one Mythos and one Trauma card. And I don't have the stuff to spin on that just yet, but let's have our people make a horror check. We'll start with Bob. His will is 6. He passes. Alright, let's see if she passes her horror test. She passes, and since she has the cult robes, the cultist cannot attack her. It has to attack Bob, so the cultist will attack Bob. Alright, let's see what we got here. The monster makes its special attack. And this is the cultist charges, covered in blood, test dexterity, +1. Okay, well, Bob has a dexterity of 4, so that's going to be 5, and he's going to spend his skill point to make it 7. And he passes. So it's a good thing I spent that skill point. Okay. And it says, alright, you avoid his grasp. No effect. Alright, so it's time for our hero's turn. And let's see here. What are we going to do? Well, Bob is going to attack with his briefcase. So, you know, why not? Yeah, why not? Alright, let's see what happens here. And he has a, that's considered a blunt melee weapon. So, melee weapon. Alright. You begin to swing. Your foe dives to the ground. Test luck. Well, his luck is 2. +1, that's 3. Yeesh. Ah, I just missed it. You are nearly knocked off balance by the force of your swing. No effect. Okay. So that doesn't work. Now Bob could try to evade the thing. It's gonna be -1. His dexterity is 4, so it'd be 3. Bob's gonna stay there. I don't know what to tell you. I can try. If he fails. Mandy, on the other hand, can evade. She gains +4. +5 is 9, so that's, yeah, she evades pretty good. So we'll move her 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that'll be the end of that turn. Let's put another time thing on the time card, and I gain 2 threat. And I don't have to spend it on the cultist. Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 on this plunge in the dark. This card. The room gets very cold as the lights become blindingly bright. Your ears pop as every light in the room burns out. Place a darkness token in the investigator's room. So we spend our 1 of our threat to do that, and I will put a darkness token in the room here with Bob. And then we have eyes in the dark. Through the dark, you see a pair of red eyes slowly moving towards you. Take 1 horror, then the keeper may move you up to 2 spaces. Okay, so I did that. So Bob will take a horror, and my cultist will attack. Let's see. You catch sight of a tantalizing red medallion hanging around your enemy's neck. Test willpower. Okay, it totally failed. As you bend forward to grab the relic, the enemy closes fingers around your throat. The monster damages and stuns you. Okay, so Bob here is going to take 1 damage, and he's going to be stunned. Which I may have to send her back to help him out, because he's, yeesh, it's not good. Okay, so we put a stun token there, and now let us go to our heroes. Now Bob cannot do nothing, so we have to take the stun token off of him. Okay, Mandy will explore, and she finds whiskey. And she will move, you know what? She's going to let Bob be the distraction. 1, 2, and she will stay there. Okay, so we have a new event. So let's put I'll give my 2 threat and let us put the time token on there and let's see what happens. It says shadows fall. The smell of ozone fills the air and you feel a tingle on the back of your neck. Something crackles all around you like a bolt of unseen lightning. The electric lights flare white hot, then burst, plunging the room into a darkness. The keeper chooses 3 rooms and places a darkness token in each of them. Okay. Alright, let me see. 3 rooms. Well, I'll probably put one here in the chapel. And let's put one in here. Let's put one in here. Okay. So it is our monster's turn. And I will gain 2 more threat. And I will spin these 2 threat. And what am I going to do? I'm going to be downright dirty. I'm going to get another cultist. Downright dirty. I will get another cultist. And he will move into here. So Bob here's got to do another will check. So let's see. And he got a 1, so he did pass. Okay. And now I will attack with my cultist. And this one will attack first. And this one is monster. The enemy hands you a canvas bag promising power beyond your imagination. Test willpower. He passed. He got a 1. You refuse to open the bag and it jumps out of your hands. Take 1 horror. Alright, so well, he still took a horror. And now the next cultist. The monster makes its special attack. Oops, sorry, Bob. And let's see right here. All cultists in the room start chanting, test luck. Alright, well, our luck is 2, so that's going to be very bad. And I did not get it. And it says, you take 1 damage per cultist in the room. So that's 2 more damage Bob's going to take. At least he's not stunned. Okay, so it's our hero's turn. It's Bob's turn. Oh, Bob, what are we going to do with you? Bobby. I guess I can make him just be the freaking tie up stuff here. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'll wait. We'll go Mandy first. And she's going to explore. And she finds the dull chance. Okay. And she moves 1, 2. Okay. Now we have Bob. He's going to... I could try to evade and get the hell out of there. Which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a skill point. My dexterity is 4. I got to get 6. And I pass with a 1. Okay. So, I will move 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it's the keeper's turn. I put a time token on there. I'll gain my 2 threat. And I'll spend 1 of them to move occultist 1, 2. Alright. I'm going to play this trauma card. So I have to choose sanity loss. My life is mine to give and hers to take. The keeper deals you up to 3 damage, then discard this card. Okay, so I will deal 3 damage to Bob. So Bob's, losing some health. And I still have 1 threat left. And I'm thinking about... Alright, I'm thinking about putting another cultist, so that's what I'm probably going to do. Okay, so I've made things very bad for Bob, but what am I going to do? So we'll start with Amanda, and she will explore, and she finds a torch. So that's good. She can ignore darkness, and she moves 1, 2. Bob, let's see here. What do I want to do with him? I'll move him 1, 2, and there's darkness in there, and so he stays in there. Alright, so we have a new event, so let's do the time card here, and I'll gain my 2 threat as well. And let's see what it says. Out of the shadows, a hideous alien howl splits the air and echoes down the haunted hallways of Walcott's mansion. Something primal in the base of your brain tells you what you know to be true. You are now being hunted. Place a hound of Tenderlos in a room in darkness. Ha! Oh, Bob, you just got screwed. All right, let me do that. Oh, Bob, the pipe's calling. All right, Bob, make a will check. Oh, with the 1. All right, so you passed. Now the hand of Tenderlos. Before I do anything, he's going to attack. Alright, monster first barrier. Let's see, monster. The creature stands to its full height and leaps forward. Test dexterity. Bob has 4 dexterity. Might as well spend the skill points. And he passes. Actually, he fails because of the darkness. You are overpowered. You are dealt 2 damage and stunned. So 2 more damage for Bob. And let's put a stun token on him. And let me see here. I will spin a threat to move a cultist 2. And I will save this one. So it is our hero's turn, and we'll start with Mandy. And of course she'll explore, and she finds a sledgehammer. So she's making out. So that's 1, 2. Alright. Bye, Bob. Oh boy, Bob. Oops, I put the wrong... Well, shoot. I'll leave that there. Bob, what you gonna do, buddy? I think the best thing for you to try to do is evade. 6, and he is not able to evade. So there goes the skill points too. So, okay. Just try to attack. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Bob. Oh, wait a minute. He's stunned. I couldn't evade it anyways. Well, hell. So let me get a skill point back. Okay, so now it is our keeper's turn. Let's put a time token on there. Let me gain 2 threat. Which I shall do. And the hound is going to attack first. He'll attack Bob. You try to predict the creature's erratic movements. Test intellect. It's a little bit better. Okay, he passes. No effect. Now I will spend 3 threat here, and I have unseen wings. Move 1 cultist from any room to a lone investigator's space. Then he must test dexterity. So I'll move this one here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move this one here. And then we will test dexterity. Her dexterity is 5. And she failed. Ooh, you know what? She still has the cult robes, but the key moves the cultist and the investigator together up to 3 spaces. So I'm thinking about moving it 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. She now has to do a will check, and she passes. And then she had to do one for him, and then do one for the Hound of Tenderlos, and she passed. So, all right. Now it's their turn. This room is no longer in darkness now because she has a torch. So actually that was probably a bad move by the keeper of doing that, but oh well. So she's going to attack first, and she is going to attack the Hound of Tenderlos. And she's going to attack with a sledgehammer. You carefully aim for the creature's leg. Test dexterity. -1. Spend a skill point, and failed. It hisses at you and quickly twists out of the way. No effect. Okay, so that's not going good. And Bob, though, he will attack, and he will attack the cultist. You swing low, aiming for your opponent's knees. Test your strength. Pass. Deal weapon damage and stun the monster. Okay, it's only 1 weapon damage, and we will stun the monster. And when we come back, we'll keep playing. SoloGamer saying, see you next time.